Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Ron's Library and Ideas. This is another live that I'm doing. And tonight, what I want to talk about is the power of being your authentic self. I like to look around at things that are happening in the world, like current events. And, there's wisdom in that, or you can pull wisdom from everyday activities. So, the big thing that happened today is that Kendrick Lamar released his response to Drake's diss track Push Ups. And to me, I think Kendrick is winning the battle. You can actually see him. My lady got that for me right above my head. But what's interesting about it to me is that this is the battle versus somebody who's authentic versus somebody who's acting out a role. Now, the authentic person in all this, to me, is Kendrick Lamar. And the actor, it's got to be Drake. Now, this is not to take away from any of their talent. This is not to say that, one is better than the other. But I do believe Kendrick Lamar is the more authentic rapper because he's just being himself. You know, he doesn't have to put on any kind of airs. I remember when I was in college at Albany State, my homeboy Jimmy was like, Drake's that guy who always wanted to be cool, who finally got to be cool and be accepted by people. So now you see him acting out a role. He's acting out the role of a rapper. But if you go and look at, they just have these old videos of Drake with just him just being himself. And you can see that, oh, this guy is, he's putting on that. He's not really like that. He's pretending to be something. And I think that hurts more than anything that they're saying. How Rick Ross is calling him white boy. Kendrick is basically saying, yo, you don't really come from the culture. You grew up in Canada with a white Jewish mother. You might have read about it, you might have seen it from afar, but you don't really come from the culture like that. And it's interesting, man. Like, it's much better to be your authentic self than to pretend to be something that you're not. And I know we live in a society right now with social media to where it's like most people want to put on. They want to act like they're super rich or they're just living like this lit lifestyle. And that authentic person doesn't usually get to shine through because we don't want to be judged. But one of the advantages that I found from growing up as a military brat, I used to move every 3 years. So in my mind, look at that cat. In my mind, I developed the idea, well, there's no point in, trying to be something that I'm not. I'm not going to see these people for long anyway. So I can always just be myself. They have these ideas of what's considered to be cool. And if you don't fit within that, that box, in that frame, you're not going to get no play from the ladies probably, or not as much play as you want to get. It's just going to be a socially awkward situation for you because you're not comfortable being yourself and you're trying to fit into something that's not really you. Drake gives us a lot of entertaining music. And he's given us a lot of good music over the years. But I don't think he's given us much on the artistic side, which is what Kendrick is doing. If I had to say who's more pure to the art, I would definitely say it's Kendrick. And what's really funny, one of the lines that stuck out to me the most is that he basically said, yo, Drake, you're a bad father. He said, I'm not spending my time trying to find information on people. I got a son to raise. He said, you wouldn't know anything about that. And, that's tough. Because if you are out here just focusing on, being a rapper, you're not focused on raising your kid. Yeah, come on, man. You got your priorities messed up. But I don't know. What do y'all think? Do you think it's better to pretend to be something else if it's going to get you more money, more attention, and more fame? Or is it better to be who you are? Now, I can honestly say there's people out there, you tell them to be themselves, and that's tough because they just naturally have a shit personality. and that's just themselves. But I think you can work on, not having such a bad personality. You could gain confidence in yourself. You can, find your tribe, find the people, find a group of people that you fit in with, and y'all can just be yourselves versus trying to act like something that you're not to fit in with people who don't really like you anyway. And that authenticity shines through. It's a feeling that people can get from you. Now, when you're comfortable being yourself, you take it or, hate it or love it, I'm just going to be me. How you hear people say, I'm not every cup of tea. That's cool. That's, be that person. At least they know what they're getting. I think, thinking about that Shining Sharp interview that he had with Amanda Seals, that was something that had a lot of people thinking, and they're discussing it. You have some people who are just team 100% Amanda, and they hear everything that she's saying. And then you have other people that's like, yo, you don't see anything wrong with what you're doing. It's always somebody else's fault. Now that's a hard thing to say. Is Amanda Seals being authentically herself? And if she is, she just may not have a pleasant personality. She's going to rub people the wrong way. But I think the power that she has to realize is that, okay, everybody doesn't like you. Either you can work on bettering your personality, or you can just continue doing what you've been doing and, live with the results. But the idea of getting upset with people because they don't feel you the same way uh, that you're feeling yourself, that's one of those things that you have to get over. Got a cat back here. You're doing something crazy. Let's see. Is there anybody on here? Oh yeah, I see a person. I was about to say something about Amanda Seals. Amanda, I think, is one of those type of people where she's just gonna have to get comfortable knowing, okay, well, everybody's not gonna like me. But that constant need of having to have everybody like you, to me, that shows a character flaw. Because, it's impossible to live in the world and have everybody 100% on your team. Now, thinking back to the Drake and Kendrick Lamar situation, it seems like one person is more okay with, being themselves and not having everybody be like, oh, you're the greatest rapper ever. Because, people are saying Kendrick's diss was weak. They didn't like it. They thought the Drake diss was more entertaining. It was a better beat. But, Kendrick is okay with that. He's like, yo, I'm going to say what I have to say. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Versus when Drake puts out something and people criticize it, that's going to ruin his day. I.e., look at his last album, For All the Dogs. The Joe Budden podcast, Joe came on there and he said an honest review of the album. He said good things about it, but he also had some critiques. But the thing that stuck in Drake's head that, made him go off was like the negative things or the critiques that Joe Budden had to say about it. It's like he knows, I can't have anybody questioning, my music, especially not somebody that has a platform like Joe Budden. Because if he starts to question, that means other people are going to have to start to question it. So I need to try to clown him into submission. And again, that comes back to, we can tell that you're faking. And this is if you're going to act, do that. But don't get mad when people don't feel what you're doing. Drake's music has a lot of replay value. It can get you in the mood, bring you back to a certain time in your life when you was having a good time. Ever since he's come out, he's had some type of music that was like a soundtrack to a good time. And I think that's something powerful that he needs to embrace and be happy about versus being upset that he's not universally loved. You'll never be universally loved. That's just not how it works down here. People will smile in your face, say they want to see you at your best, but that's not true. But if we had people who were more self-confident, who were comfortable being their own authentic selves, think about what type of society that would breed. But right now, with social media and what they're pushing on us, it's all about, fitting in with the trends, doing what the norm is. And I guess I can see that as being like a survival mechanism from, back in the day. You got to fit in with your group. You want to fit in with your group for the most part for survival reasons. And, it's a culture type of thing. But if you're not from a culture and you're just trying to pretend like you are, it's always going to be a downfall for you. I think one of my superpowers is being able to be my authentic self. I've never been the type to be like, yo, I have to act like I'm a tough guy or that I'm a thug. And that's never been me. I never even like tried to pretend to do that. I'm just Ron. And now I hear people like try to describe me and they be like, nah, Ron's just, he's Ron. And I think that's a good thing. Like I enjoy it. That's what people have to say about me. He's just himself. Hate it or love it. Now, can that lead to like some socially awkward situations where you don't really know how to behave? Yeah, sometimes. You got to learn how to, I guess, tone it down. One of the things that I like about the comic book community is that those people aren't afraid to be themselves. Like you look at the guys who go to Comic-Con and dress up as like their favorite characters. They're out and about in the world and they're happy being their authentic selves. But you see the people who feel like they have to fit into the cool crowd, and you'll see from their actions, they aren't really happy with themselves. They say confidence is quiet, insecurities are loud. That's what I see in this Kendrick Lamar versus Drake situation. Kendrick's confidence is quiet. Even when Drake was trying to bait him into responding quickly, Kendrick just took his time because he knew when I say what I have to say, it's going to hit. Yo, this man said, when I see you standing next to Sexy Red, I think you see two bad bitches. Yo, that's funny. Yeah, that's a funny bar. But anyway, y'all tell me what y'all think down in the comments. Do you think Drake is winning this rap beef so far? Do you think Kendrick Lamar is winning it so far? Let's see. Kendrick Lamar dropped the first diss, right? I don't think so. From what they're saying in this song, or let's go back. Joe Budden and them was talking about on their podcast to how they think on that song, First Person Shooter Mode with J. Cole and Drake, that they wanted Kendrick Lamar on that song too, but he declined. And in this latest diss, Kendrick said something about he was, that phone call he got, he wasn't expecting it, he declined. So when Kendrick said, I'm not going to be on this diss song, or I'm not going to be on this First Person Shooter song, that's when Drake and J. Cole like started taking shots at him. So Kendrick heard that, and that's when he came back with the Like That song with Future and Metro Boomin. But I don't know, I guess we got to look even further back in like the relationship. They've been saying simple things back and forth to each other for a long time, like subliminals. But as far as like them addressing each other directly, I think this is one of the first times that they've done that. But yeah, I think Kendrick is winning. Even if it's not as entertaining as what Drake is going to do, I think ultimately Kendrick's going to come out as being the victor because he is his authentic self versus we see Drake as the actor. You know what else I think is interesting? Just a little tidbit. There was a summer where they said Drake and Odell Beckham Jr., they said they were going to be roommates together, just for the fun of it. And, that I was like, wait, y'all both millionaires. Why are y'all being roommates? That's a little odd. And I think that goes into, Somebody being able to be comfortable being their authentic selves, and somebody else saying, well, I can't show who I really am. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef rap so far. And what are you looking forward to? Like, I got Kendrick Lamar on top, and I have him winning overall. But thanks y'all for tuning in. I'll talk to y'all next time. Peace.